What kind of database is MongoDB?
NoSQL.
NoSQL, yeah. What does that mean?
That means
That-
it's
so-
not relational.
Not relational. Okay, that's a good one. Yeah. So in terms of this concept of joining together two different tables, we don't really have that in NoSQL database, right? Let's take a quick peek at this little slide that I made for you guys. I will present it. Just a little table here comparing some different terminology that you guys are going to see. So before, when we were talking about SQL databases, we had this concept of database or a schema. All right. Now, usually you'd see that word schema if you were using MySQL Workbench, right? So in NoSQL, well, the term is exactly the same, still called a database. So that's all good. Nothing's changed there. If we're talking about a table in a SQL type database, in a NoSQL database, this would be referenced as a collection. Okay, not too much difference there. If we are talking about a specific record in a SQL database, in a NoSQL database, that is now termed a document. Okay. And then finally, down here, as we talked about, in SQL, we have this concept of joining together multiple tables. In a NoSQL database, we don't have joins, but we might have nested documents. Okay? So what that might mean is that if we have a user, for instance, and that user has a bunch of different interests, we can actually nest those interests inside the user object. Okay? All right. So let's talk about how we can interact with our MongoDB. So if I open up a terminal here, once you guys have installed MongoDB, you will be able to just type in Mongo in your shell and open up an actual Mongo shell. Okay. Now, if I want to clear my terminal here inside this, I should be able to type in CLS. Okay, pretty much like just typing in clear in your terminal. Now, if I want to see all of my databases, I can just say show databases. Okay, and that will show me all the databases that I have. Or I can also do show DBs for short. Okay, either one of those work. Then, if I want to go and use a specific database, well, I just type in use whatever the name of that database is. Use some new DB. Well, what's up with that? Do I have that database? No, I don't even have that. So I can actually type out use some database that doesn't even exist yet. All right? And then if I go back to show DBs, is it there? No. The reason why it isn't there yet is because I haven't actually inserted anything into this database. So until you put something in there, it really doesn't actually exist. But you can say I want to use that database anyway. Kind of weird. All right. Now, if I wanted to create a collection inside this database that I've just sort of switched to, all I need to do is I need to insert a record into this non-existent collection. So I can say db.users.insert1. Okay? So db is representing whatever database I'm using right now after typing the use command. Users is just referencing whatever collection I'm inside. And then this is the actual function that we want to run, right? We want to insert one user. Okay.
It doesn't exist there either, right?
Doesn't exist, exactly. So if I were to, let me back off here real quick. If I said show collections, whoops. How do I show collections?
You could have that open that close parentheses in front, in the back.
Oh, shoot, yeah. Hello. Nothing. Yeah, exactly. So this brand new database that I've created has no collections yet because I haven't put anything inside of it. So let's try that again. Let's put this in.
So we'll say db.users.insert1. I'm going to call this function, and then what I'm going to pass it is going to look just like JSON. Okay? So since Andrew's here, I'll just put first name Andrew. Okay, and I'll just stick with that. I'm just going to create a user, first name of Andrew. Okay, great.
So it's telling me here that I actually did create it, and it's giving me this right here. What do you guys think that is?
What's your ID?
That's my ID. So you remember a day ago we were talking about Express, and I was saying these IDs are going to look a little bit long and, you know, hard to understand. That's what they look like. All right.
Okay. So if I want to see all of my users, what I would say is db.users.find.
So I'm going to call this function right here to just show me everything that I've got inside that collection. And of course, I've just got Andrew in there, right? That's it. Okay. Let me add one or two more. So let's go insert one. This time I'm going to say last name. Let's see. I'll just do Rivera in here. Okay. Cool.
These
And
keys, last name, first name, you can set them to do whatever you want in this moment, right?
Correct.
Okay.
yeah, it's sort of like I'm just creating a JavaScript object. So again, if I go back to db.users.find, now we'll see that we have a couple users inside there. Let me show you one other thing too. You can also invoke this other function on top of .find called pretty. Didn't really do anything for us.
Oh, to make it even.
Yeah, hang on one second. Let's insert one more user and this time give more information. Okay, so instead of Rivera, who else do I want to put in there? I just like doing Nick's last name for some reason. All right, first name Nick.